Hi everyone, please say hello in the chat. And then I know you're here. How are you doing? I've bought a new boat. I must be mad. It's March and I'm out fishing at I'm in the estuary of the River Wyre at Fleetwood. Let's just turn the sound down on my phone so we don't get feedback. There we go. It's March. I'm freezing. I've got a hat on. I've got two coats. I've got fingerless gloves. But most importantly, I've got two worms out there in the dark. Now then, just to let you know, if we get a bite, I've got one of these tip lights on. So if you look, it'll turn red. The green light will turn red if we get a bite. But I tell you what, I've bought a boat. After all of these years of wanting a boat, I've finally done it. I've got myself a 23 foot, well, it's called a Leisure 23. It's not a super yacht by any stretch of the imagination. It's the equivalent of an MOT failure boat, but I've bought it. Hi Andy Boyne. Oh, let's see, he sent me a message. Andy Boyne says you need a channel to comment, which is true. You can't if you don't have a channel on YouTube or you don't have a YouTube account, you can't make a comment. So if you know me, just send me a message on Messenger like Andy's done and we can have a chat. But I'm on. This is tonight's bait. So I'm lazy as always. We're on Willie's Worms Dendrobinas, which do work in salt water no matter what anybody says, because I've got loads of fish on them. You don't need to have yellow tails or black lug or blow lug. You can catch. Andy Boyne says, am I doing anything Sunday morning? Well, actually, Andy, unfortunately, I take that back. Fortunately, my sister-in-law has come to visit and I'm entertaining her on Sunday morning. So, unfortunately, I can't play out on Sunday morning as much as I'd like to. I can play out tonight, and I'm playing out. I'm going to the football tomorrow. If anybody wants to go to FC United, I'll be there tomorrow. Come and say hello. Tonight I'm out fishing. But this is my first day. My boat floated about 9 o'clock this morning. It's been like on the dock in the boatyard, and I've been tarting it up, scrubbing it, cleaning it, trying to fix everything that's broken, the endless list of things that's broken. I've had a good job I've had a good go at it. I'm quite happy. And then this morning we came to float the boat. So Duddy's super yacht, the Fishing Fiend super yacht, that's cost me less than an MOT failure. But we're floating. We're floating and we're on the dock. It's a bilge keeler, so it's got two keels that go like that. So you can sit up. The boat goes upright if you hit the bottom. And the problem that I've got is I've got a little out. There's no engine in this boat. But what can you do? I'm in the market for a new motor. I'm after a 6 horsepower Honda with a long shaft. In the same way that its owner's got a long shaft, I need a long shaft. You only need to put it in a bit, even with your long shaft. It only needs to go in a bit, and then we've got propulsion. But that's the name of the game. Let's see what Andy's got to say. It's pounding at the moment with heavy westerlies. Well, you see, Andy, because I'm up the estuary, it's flat. It's like a mill pond here. Absolutely flat, calm. So it might be out on the coast with heavy westerly, which it does have heavily. But right where I am, it's very, very sheltered. And I'm going to move to what's called Dock 79B. And I've been chatting to the lady on Dock 80, who's my new neighbour. She's called Erica, she's lovely. And Erica is a really, really keen fisher lady. So I couldn't have asked for a better neighbour. And Erica showed me the pictures of the fish that she caught. Flounder to £2. And I said to Erica, how can you catch these fish? She goes, because I'm the only person who goes fishing here. Well, I tell you what, Erica, you're not now. You were the only person who goes fishing here. Anyway, if you look, you can see here, over my shoulder, look up there, you can see that green light. It's not a satellite. If we touch the rod tip, I've got one of those tip kings on. If we get a bite, it turns red, which is always useful, isn't it? So, high tide is about 10:30, I think, 11:15, and I've got my extra battery on my GoPro, so I think we're going to have 3 hours. We'll fish to 11:30, and then the beauty of owning your own boat is I can just turn everything off and go inside and go to sleep instead of having to drive all the way back home to Manchester. Right, bear with me 1 minute. If you can just keep your eye out over there, I'm just going to share the link of going live on to my Facebook page. High tide is 10:30, that's right. So we're going to stay to about 11:30, Andy. So I say I'm on my new super yacht, but obviously I'm moored up. Hang on, let me just turn that round up. I don't know if you can see or not, but I'm still on my mooring. I've got no engine, so I'm still here. Previous videos and live streams, I've always wanted my own boat, and I never managed it. And I've had a few spare quid, and I've gone and taken the plunge. I've wasted some money on this boat, and believe me, absolutely, they eat money. Everything about it has cost me money. Even looking at it costs me money. There's no such thing as a cheap boat, but I don't care. I'm having a bit of fun. The tide's absolutely racing in. So high tide, according to Andy Boyne, high tide's 10:30. I'm still stuck on the mud. I'm not moving yet, but I can see just beyond. You can't really see it. We're just over there, absolutely screaming along the tide. I'll have a recasting because I haven't a clue where my bait is. Let's have a look. Oh, I'm all the way up there. So as you can see, the rod tip turns red. I think I might have some seaweed as well here. It's quite heavy, but there's no kick of a fish, if you know what I mean. Oh, that's the grind of seaweed. Yeah, there we go. Crabs! I've caught a crab. He's dropped off. Oh, let's have a look. Look at that. straight away, one down rig, one hook on the bottom, a size 8 hook, it's only small, garden worm, because sea bait is just so expensive. But look at that, I've got seaweed. As if I was on the Irwell at home. The toilet paper. So seaweed is a bit of an improvement. So on the one down hook, we had a crab and no seaweed, and on the upper hook we've still got the worm, the original bait, intact. Oh, and no action on that. Let's just clear the line. I think just because the tide has recently arrived, it'll be carrying quite a bit of rubbish with it. Come on. £12 mainline, mono, and £8 fluoro hook lengths to size 8 Drennan barbed specimen hooks. There we go. One up, one down rig, a 1 ounce lead. I don't know if it's the right size lead or not. If it keeps dragging, I'll add more weight to it. Oh, you can't escape a tangle, can you? It's all going Pete Sound. There we go, we're undone. Let's have just a little flick in, that's all we need. There we go, that tide's absolutely piling in. So I don't know what that's going to be like. Anyway, who cares? I'm out. That's all that matters, isn't it? There, with green lights on, we're fishing. So if you can and you're in the chat, say hello. When I look at the camera, I can't actually see, I've got to turn around this way to see the so all you get, I'll take my hat off. Is that any better? You can see me now. I'm all wrapped up, it's freezing. Don't know what the temperature is. It's probably about, I don't know, 8 degrees centigrade. But the local fisher lady assures me there's plenty of fish here. She's shown me photos on her phone. Big fat flounders. You can't go wrong with them, can you? But as I say, the tide is absolutely piling in up the estuary. So I can see it just there, just scooting along. My boat is still stuck in the mud. I'm upright, I'm tied to the dock. Fairly soon I think I'll be floating. For the second time. So, launched the boat this morning. I needed a lot of help. But I'm now safe and secure, stuck on the dock. Exciting times. I need more lead. We're going around the pilings there. Let's reel in again. I'll put a bigger lead on, but not as much seaweed this time. Put a big lump of lead on, I think, and the whole bottom there. No crabs. Bait's come back, which is always a bonus. I'll just, oh, don't go round that. See, I love this. It's like a king-size bivvy having a boat. Everything you need. Put that there. Oh, the tackle box. Find a big lump of lead, I think is what we need. And we've got one of those big watch lead. There we go. A big watch lead. I'll dump that out, and I don't think the tide's going to shift this. It probably weighs about 3 ounces. And I'll just add it. Glasses on, there we go. There we go. I'll just, it's got on a clip swivel. I'll just clip it all together. He's out Tinder dating tonight. There we go, that's a bigger lump of lead. I think we've gone up by about a factor of 10 there. We've gone from 30 grams probably to 100 grams. So the rod tipple, oh yeah. I'm not going to be able to cast this far. It's going to lob out into the flow. And hopefully this will hold bottom. Just off the end of the boat there in the channel. Let's see how that does. It would turn green. Oh, I can see it going bald. I can see my bald spot. It's like a desert island on the back of my head. Oh, that's me. There we go. In a minute, I'm going to float in a minute. That'll be good fun. If you're watching, say hello in the chat. Had a nice chat with Andy. Off to the football tomorrow. And I'm back here. I think I'm back here again. I'm back here again on Sunday, but I won't be making a video. I'll be on my best behaviour with relatives who are coming to view my new purchase. They think I've got some sort of super yacht, but they don't realise that I've got the equivalent of a boating MOT failure. But I think it's a 10 metre tide tonight, and that 10 metre tide is going to take me. You can see over here these two ropes up on that piling. It's going to take me all the way up there in the next hour and a half. Not these two over here on the right hand side. The boat's going to float up, and we're going to go right up that dock. There's a very high dock on there. But as yet, no bites. Apart, we've had just the one crab. But one crab is better than no crabs, isn't it? Anyway, what's on telly tonight? Am I missing anything good? I'm probably not. I don't really like telly very much. Even with all the debris hitting the line and the seaweed that I've had hitting, so you can just see it there on the end of my finger. Put my finger out here, hang on. Take my glove off so you can see my hand better. Just at the end of my finger there's a little green light. That's the end of my rod tip. There it is. Look at that. Let there be light. Well, we want that little green light, we want that to turn red. Like this. Like that. There we go, and then we'll have a bite. I've never ever used these before. I've had these little rig shark lights for years, and I thought, oh, I'll use them, and then obviously the batteries had run out, so I had to go and buy some new batteries for them before I could use them. Hiya, Balin. Hiya, Lucia. Hi, Dad. Oh, that must be Tommy or Kate who's on the film. The kids must be on. Kenwood. I'm having trouble with my pilings. Well, yes, there's a cream for that. TGSUS, that's, have you got a life jacket on? Well, I do, well, not right at this second because I'm tied up to the dock. But I do own a life jacket, and when I go out sailing, I will most definitely put in my life jacket on, because I am a little bit of health and safety, because I intend to come out with my wife and kids. Whee! It's Kate. Katie! My daughter's just joined, my 10-year-old daughter's just joined in the chat. Hiya, Katie. It's past your bedtime. So it's time to go to bed, but the boat's absolutely fantastic and I'm not sinking. But I'm not catching any fish yet. So I was meant to go out with my friend Phil tonight, but he's out Tinder dating again. He's out meeting women from Tinder. Disgusting. But I tell you, if anybody wonders where I am, I'm moored up at a place called Fleetwood Yacht Club. So if you look it up on Google Maps, you'll see where I am. It's like the estuary of the River Wyre. So just outside Fleetwood. And I'm going to give it another 2 minutes. I'll have a reel in and a check, because the amount of lead that's on there this time is huge in comparison to what I had before. But I've met my dock neighbour, and she's keen on fishing, Erica, and she assures me that there's some really good fish here. So my fishing rod is on the left, sorry. You can see it just about here. It obviously goes into the dark, and we're tipped off with the green light. These two white metal things that you can see, this triangle, that's part of the rigging holding up the mast. So we don't want that to fall down. I'm looking forward to learning a little bit about sailing, becoming semi-competent at it. I don't expect to become great. Competent is good enough. Semi-competent, and getting out a lot this summer and doing something just different. So I'll still be going on Drinkwater Park. I'll still be going on the River Irwell. I just fancy doing something different. And if any of my pals are out there and you want to join me, send me a message and you're welcome, because there's room on the boat for two. And if you want to do something different, you're welcome to join me. So as yet, no bites. Just the one crab so far, and it wasn't even a big crab. It was a little one. But, I put a great big lump of lead on now, so we'll see how that works out. I'm back on Sunday. What am I doing? Monday, I might be here. Tuesday I might be here. Wednesday I'm definitely not here. Thursday, great fishing. Peg F. Oh, FF Fishing Fiend, great fishing peg. Yes it is. On the dock at Fleetwood Yacht Club. But it's like a peg with all the mod cons. I've got a light, I've got electricity, I've got a cooker, I've got a toilet. Well, I don't have a toilet because I've not plumbed one in yet. I've got space for a toilet at the moment. There you go. Fishing toilet. Yeah, bucket. Can't go wrong with a bucket. Fishing. Ooh. That was me. The tip light turned red then, but I think that was my feet. We'll give it 2 minutes and we'll have a reel in and see what's going on. But tomorrow's Saturday's always my little lad. He loves his football. Tomorrow is football day, so it's FC United versus Stockton Town, and they're hoping to get a crowd. I think they're hoping to get a crowd of over 2,500 people tomorrow, which is amazing for non-league football. It's a United Day, where they're hoping that Man United fans and FC United fans are going to join together to protest about Malcolm Glazer and all the prices increases in modern football. Should be good fun anyway. You know, they can't protest about Malcolm Glazer because he's dead, isn't he? It's his kids. All leeching money from Manchester football fans. Right then, that was a very long 2 minutes. We'll see. Oh my word. How this lead is. Well, we're full of seaweed. Right, well, the bait's gone on the bottom. The bait's been stripped on the lower hook and on the upper hook too. I think this lead is too big. Let's have a look at what we can do. We might just put another ounce on it or something like that. But this lead is definitely super sized. Well, we'll give it one more go. Let me just put a worm. Right, no, we do have a bit of worm left on this one. But the problem with garden worms, this is what these are, dendrobinas. The problem with dendrobinas in the sea is they quite quickly they just like melt. You lose all the form. I mean, they work. I've used them loads of times. We're on double worm now on the bottom hook. Put like that. And on the, oh, I've still got a worm on the top hook. But I've got seaweed to go with it. I need more. I'm going to buy more lights. How's this work? We need a bigger lighting rig. No, hook's gone on each, bait's gone on each hook. So the upper hook, I'm fishing that, as I said before, I'm fishing a one up, one down rig. So one hook on the deck, one hook, one bait on the deck, and one up in the air, or in the flow. Like that. A little bit stuck. There we go now. Let's have another cast in. There we go. That's perfect. That rod tip settle. There we go, green light. If we get a bite, hopefully it's going to turn red. So you can just see it up there. We need that light. Oh look, the tilt. I think I'm nearly floating. My rudder's now moving freely. Can you see here? There we go. That's the rudder going from side to side. Put it down. There we go. Captain Fishing Fiend, you can call me from now on, or Admiral Fishing Fiend. Joe O'Keefe. Now I think you might have it mixed up with the Siren and things like that, with Arnside, which is further north on the River Kent. I've fished Arnside many times for flounders, it's really good. I think in a minute I'm going to take off that huge lead and put on like just maybe another ounce rather than 3 ounces. But who knows? I'm not the expert. I'd like to say I'm the expert. Obviously I'm not the expert. Joe O'Keefe, you're welcome to join me sometime. There's a car park, it's dead easy to get here. I live in, as those of you know me, I live in Prestwich in North Manchester. It takes me 50 minutes to get here, which is nothing really. There's a car park, there's toilets, there's a bar behind me, bacon butties when the cafe's open, and a boat to fish off, a dock to fish off. And apparently there's fish out there. I just need them to come and bite. I just need a bite. It's a lovely clear evening. There's loads and loads of stars out. It's not like in Manchester where all you see is street lights. There's loads and loads of stars up there. I mean, the GoPro would never pick them up. But, so what? I wish I'd have done this years ago. But, sometimes it's just life, isn't it? Alex Davis, hey fishy fishy. Oh, I felt the earth move then. And the keel move. I'm nearly close to floating. funny one because I have to turn this way to look at you guys. Well, actually, I need to be looking up there at the rod tips, or the rod tip. That little, the green light. Up there, up there. We need that to turn red. We'll go bang a bang a bang, and we've got a fish. I must say, it's been a really exciting day today. I've owned this boat now for about 3 weeks, and today, the first day, it was launch day. I've been up since half past 4 this morning, and I got here at the crack of dawn. The weather was terrible; it was lashing it down, and the boat got picked up by a hydraulic lift on the end of a tractor, dragged about 100 yards. And launched into the sea. The tides come in, I floated, I found out my engine's a load of rubbish. I need to buy a new outboard engine, but I sort of semi knew that anyway, but it wasn't a surprise. And then as soon as I get a new engine, which hopefully will be next week, then we'll be going out to sea. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? Stephen, how are you doing, pal? I've got a new battery. Thank you very much for lending me your battery charger and your multimeter. It was in vain. The battery I bought off Facebook Marketplace was absolutely a crock of dump. So I've upgraded my battery. I bought a brand new one from eBay, a leisure battery, 100 amp hours for 75 quid. Oh, now then, the rod tips turn red, but the reason it's turned red is because the boat has just lifted and floated. It's gone back to green. It's settled back down as green again now. But what's happened is the keel of the boat has actually just lifted up and out of the mud. So I'm actually afloat now. I'm officially afloat. Anyway, thanks Stephen for your help. I am now all sorted. I do have electricity, I've got lights, I've got all sorts of things, which is great. I've got electricity, I've got gas on the same place. What could, you know, if that's not a recipe for disaster, I don't know what is. Right, it's what time is it? 21:41. We'll give it 21:45. We'll have a reel in, a check of the baits, and see how we get on. Andy Boyne tells me high tide's 10:30. So we'll fish till 10:30. We'll fish till 10:30 and I shall retire to my executive cabin, the Admiral's Suite. It's full of spiders. The boat hasn't been used in over 2 years, and honestly, it's if you've got arachnophobia, don't come on this boat. Anyway, it looks as though I've got old El Blanco's hat on again tonight. I've got 3 minutes to go, and we'll have a look at. There we go, we'll try another one of these. About 2 ounces instead of 10 ounces. Sometimes you can have too much lead sometimes. Alan Miro, the best builder in North Manchester. Thanks for joining. If anybody out there, if anybody needs a wonderful carpenter, builder, joiner, extension builder, floor layer, he can turn his hand to anything. Alan's absolutely brilliant. If you need a builder, get in touch with Alan on here. He's a brilliant bloke. I had a dodgy builder go bust on me, and in the middle of an extension, and Alan rescued me, and he came to my house every day with a smile and helped me dig myself out of a great big hole. And now I've got a lovely extension, a fantastic kitchen. My wife's happy, the kids are happy, I'm happy. And if anybody out there, you're all welcome to come on, but especially Alan. Alan and Kyle, you're going to have to come and join me on the boat for a day out. Kyle's the plumber, Alan's the builder. Great pair of lads, both good fishermen. And good fun as well. Right then, let's have a reel in. We'll get rid of this super-sized, oh my god, this super-sized lead. The only thing I've had so far, if you're just tuning in, I've had a crab. Oh. There we go, let's have a look. And nothing this time. Look, now the tide's flown a bit, there's a lot less debris on the line. You often get that when you sea fishing. The first run of the tide brings all the rubbish with it. Let's have a look. I'm going to unclip this mass. I've got a big watch lead on here. I'll hold it up to the camera so you can see it in a minute. One of these big circle things like a tractor tyre with a hole in the middle. That's the best description. Look at that. I don't know. Can you see it or not? Hang on 1 minute. There's the. Can you see that? But it's a bit heavy. So we'll put on another. It's like a tungsten seat, a small carpy tungsten style lead. Small but heavy. We'll clip it on there. We'll see if that's 2 ounces we've got on there, and that should hold the bottom, I hope. The worms are still good for it, so let's have another dabble. Yeah, sometimes you can have too much lead sometimes. So there we go, in the zone. Tighten up. Rod tip will turn green in a minute. There we go. Oh, it's gone red. That's better. What time are we on? Oh, it's only it's 40 minutes to high tide. High tide's 10:30. Oh, Joe's seen me on Granada Reports. Oh my god, yeah. It's nice to be on Granada Reports instead of Crime Watch. I was on the radio as well the other day. Oh, that's just my feet. That's sorry. That wasn't a bite. So those who don't know me, I get on the local news channels quite a little bit talking about river pollution and things like that, because it absolutely riles me. Water company is absolutely disgusting in the north of England, and I think they're liars and cheats, and they've never ever tried to silence. I say whatever I feel about them. I think that they're a gang of crooks, and I say it to their faces, and none of them have ever contradicted me or tried to silence me, because they know if they try and take me to court, I'll just be able to share my opinion and they won't be able to argue against it. Because they dump at night. Someone told me the other day that they saw 2 tankers dumping into the River Mersey, with United Utilities tankers dumping stuff into the River Mersey at night on a Sunday night when there was no one around. I mean, they're absolutely awful. And my water bill, I mean, I don't know where you live in the world, but my water bill's just gone up in Manchester by £20 a month. And they say it's to fund improvements, but I think it's gone to improve to fund their pay rises and bonuses. But there we go, I've got my high horse again now. I'm going to start ranting. Anyway, any of you who are observant, you'll see on the right hand side I've moved up the pile. Mark Payne says, have I checked the hook points? Mark, I've got sharp hooks. I have checked them tonight. No blunt hooks. It's a crime against fishing, is not to check your hook points. You catch a lot more without if you've got sharp hooks. It's the basics, isn't it? I don't always get the basics right, but if the lead has swung round along those 2 ounces, that's me touching the rod tip, turning it red. But the 2 smaller leads seem to be holding bottom quite well. So the only thing I caught tonight is a crab, and it wasn't even a big crab. But there's plenty of time to go. I'm not going to bed yet. So for anybody who's watching who's not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 1,000 so I can actually earn some money out of YouTube to pay my petrol money. I had 450 at the start of the year. I think I'm on about 630 or odd now. So I might get to 1,000 by the summer if I'm lucky. Mr. Beast, eat your heart out. I need to catch some. I think if I catch more fish, I'll get more subscribers. And go fishing more often. I've not made a proper video recently. I think the last one was a trip to the River Tame a few weeks ago. It's just because I've been busy. You know, life takes over sometimes, doesn't it? We've had parents' evenings, concerts, school performances, domestic bliss. And anyway, it's getting summer now. The clock's changed this weekend, my favourite Sunday of the year. So tomorrow night we all get an extra hour in bed. Rod tip's not changed colour yet, no bites, just the one crab so far. Just to remind myself it's working, let's just go up there. All it needs is that little tap, and that little tip light turns from green to red. Joe, hiya Joe, how are you doing? Yeah, I am staying out tonight. I'm camping out on my super yacht. It's freezing. I've got 2 sleeping bags, Joe. I'm going to put one sleeping bag inside the other and try and keep warm. It's freezing here. But I don't care. I'm out fishing. We'll give it another 5 minutes, and then we're going to refresh our worms. I've not got many left now. These are Willie's Worms Angling Direct Special. And they're a bit old now. I've got mostly compost and not many worms left. Come on, fish. Just one. Even a dab would do, wouldn't it? Hey, a little dab. But I've been told that absolutely king size flounders here. I think the next time I go live, I'll go live during the day from here, so you can see what a nice place it is. It's absolutely lovely. And then I'll pick up my camera and I'll give you a tour of my new super yacht. So if any of you seen my inflatable sib that I used to go out at Blackpool with, all I can say is this is the same colour. The banana boat. It's bright yellow. No one's gonna lose me. Ken, it's nice of you to join us, Ken. Have a nice evening. Maybe I'll catch something now you've gone. Oh well, it's half an hour to high tide. For those of you observant, I'm climbing up the piles. Oh, there we go. That's better. The camera moved round. I wasn't very observant. There we go. Oh, look at that. That's me pulling it. We need it to go red. Turn red. So, for those of you who've been with me since the start of the live stream, the dock was right up there before. And now the tide has lifted us up. So I'd like to tell you that my super yacht has got a helicopter landing pad. It's got a jet ski station at the back. and all of the accoutrements of the ultra wealthy. But to be honest with you, I've got a little Honda engine there, and the propeller, the shaft is so short the propeller doesn't touch the water. I've got a bucket for a toilet. The fitted kitchen doesn't work. I've had to bring my camping gas stove. And the deck leaks, so it rained quite heavily this morning, and there's 2 inches of rain. Because I tasted it wasn't salty. There was 2 inches of fresh water in the bilges. The hull itself doesn't leak, but the deck leaks somewhere. I'll find out where at some point. I suppose. But more importantly than any of the leaks, any of that rubbish, is I've got another way to have some fun. And I like having fun, don't we all? Joe O'Keefe, yes, it's fairly near Cleveland, where I am right now. So if you're in Cleveland and you carry on up north, it takes you to Fleetwood, and then I'm just round the corner from Fleetwood in the estuary. Have a look it up on Google Maps. Just put in Fleetwood Yacht Club, and you can see where I am. It's a really nice place. I just stumbled across it one day, and I thought, and I went into the club because I used to be I can sail. I used to be a member of Lee Sailing Club, which is at Pennington Flash, and I've got pals who've had boats and things like that, so I do know how to sail a yacht. I've never been in. This is the first one I've ever been in charge of, but. Because the owner's always in charge, but I do know how to put the sails up and how to turn, tack, go. So I'm not a total beginner, but I am possibly a moving disaster zone. We'll have to see. Anyway, half an hour to high tide. My 15 minutes is up, let's bring it in. Yeah. It's not pulled too far in the tide, not too far round. Worms are still on. We'll give it another cast in. I didn't order a bird's nest. I didn't order one of those. There we go, it's got rid of that. Yeah, because you get a 10-metre tide, you get quite a bit of depth of water just off the end of the boat. It's probably about a good 15 feet. There we go. Let's settle down. And do you know what? Joe's right. It's a lovely night. It's been blowing a gale everywhere, but out here, it's in the estuary, it's quite sheltered. I can see the stars. It's cold, but it's not freezing cold. I'm not watching the rubbish that my wife's watching on Netflix. I just chill out. It's lovely. I've got a cooker, kettle. I've got some tea bags, more set. I had a double pot noodle, and a bottle of white wine for my tea. How's that? Living the dream. And for those who are interested, it was original chicken curry flavour. £1.49 each, so I bought 2 of them. Because 1 pot noodle's never enough. But the lady on the next dock, she said, well, I've seen the pictures. I've seen pictures of whiting, flounder, eels, and bass she's caught. And she says there are mullet here as well. Anyway, tonight I'm going to be kipping on this floaty boaty and see what that's like. I bet I'm freezing. As I said, I've got 2 sleeping bags, one inside the other. If it's winter, next time I'll bring I'll wrap myself in silver foil. If I'm cold tonight, I'll wrap myself in silver foil next time. Anyway. The most important thing is I'm having good fun. And I'm not going to be entering the next round the world yacht race. I think if I ever make it around the Isle of Man and back, then I'll have done very well. One of the youngsters here was telling me that he reckons it's from here to the Isle of Man is 14 hours, just one direction. So the Isle of Man and back is like a bank holiday weekends trip, providing the weather's all right. Hey, all this water and no fish. Just the single crab. I should have put it in a bucket. Oh, rod tip's gone then. Was that a bite? Let's have a look. It turned red then, and it wasn't me. That was the first time tonight. A little rat-a-tat-tat. Back to green. And probably a bit of seaweed or something knocking the line. There we go, let's find 2 more worms out of this pot. And then we'll have a swap over of bait. A reel in. Oh, I don't know. I'm just going to check the rod tip. I wonder if the line has caught around the rod tip. It feels a bit awkward. And it has. That's not what we ordered. I did wonder if that had happened with these tip kings, with this like clip on the line. we go. That's released it. A bit of an odd design. Doesn't feel like there's anything there. That's up we come, and then have a change in the base. There we go. Crab feeding session. What a weedy worm that is. These worms are a bit old now. They've been in my been in the tub in my garden shed for a few weeks. And when you buy them, they're big and juicy and fat, and then they just get sad and pathetic after a bit. Yeah, let's do these two. But I've caught lots of sea fish on garden worms in the past. Say Triada Bay in Anglesey, loads and loads of bass and wrasse and things like that. Just on standard garden worms without having to buy expensive, because I don't live near the sea. It's difficult to get top quality sea bait without visiting or without paying top money. Let's have a I'm caught on my VHF aerial. Give me a second. There we go. That's better. That's a little fling. There we go. Turn green. Turn green now. But we want a bite. We don't want just a green light. Yeah, Triada Bay is fantastic fishing. Mackerel Rock just up the road. Ravens Point. I've never been there and blanked. There's loads of fish. Ballon wrasse, cork ring wrasse, pollock, mackerel, bass. If you cast out onto the sand between the rocks in the bay, there's thornback rays. I think Andy, he's probably not watching now, but Andy was in the chat earlier. He had a small-eyed ray from near Triada Bay earlier last week, which is a tremendous fish. I mean, we are very lucky in the northwest of England. We've got a big variety of places to go fishing. What's up? We're getting near to high tide. 15 minutes to high tide. Look at that, I've had two extra subscribers tonight. Oh, put my hat on, it's a bit chilly. I'll get to 1,000 subscribers one day and get some money out of YouTube. I think you get about something like if you get 1,000 subscribers, you get something like about 40 to 50 quid a month out of them, which will always just go in my petrol tank. Not going to make me rich, and I don't know if I won the lottery tonight. I put a £5 lucky dip on for 202 million quid. If I've not won it, I hope one of you has, and you enjoy it. But my brother says it's a tax on people that haven't got O-level maths. Obviously the chances of winning it are so remote. But I have actually got O-level maths. I got a grade B all those years ago, and now I'm doing maths again with my Tommy, who's at year 7 in high school. I'll be honest with you, I'm quite enjoying it second time round. I didn't really like it first time round when I had to do it for myself. But now I'm doing it, helping my 12-year-old. I actually quite enjoy the maths. Ah, the lottery, Stephen Woodward. You're right. You've got to be in it to win it. You can't win £202 million if you ain't bought a ticket. That's what I'll tell my brother if I win. I'll still give him a bit. I'll give you a bit as well, Steve. I'll give everyone a bit. You've got 202 million quid. I mean, at the end of the day, you could live quite happily to the rest of your life on 500,000, couldn't you? That's all you need. Maybe a bit more. 700 grand. You take 10% a year. Or invest it, get 10% a year and take 5% a year. You could manage that. I don't have extravagant tastes. I'm yawning now, 10:30, getting old. Not even crabs now. Not even crabs, they've all deserted me. I bet if I came here in the summer, I bet absolutely crabbed out. Right, I think we're at high tide now. We'll see how long it takes before it starts running in that direction. And see if it puts the fish on the feed, because they've not. Whoa. Tip light went, as I said it. That was me. There we go. So there's no fishing for me tomorrow. Might go fishing on Sunday, and I'll be here. Definitely fishing on Monday. Possibly fishing on Tuesday. Definitely no fishing on Wednesday. I've got to go to Manchester. A book launch on Manchester. I'm in a book. How's that? The history of fish and fisheries of the River Mersey. It's got my picture in the book twice. My kids are impressed. So I'm going to that book launch, and then that's it. I've got no other plans. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know if it picks up on the camera or not, but in the distance, just beyond my tip light, there's a boat coming. Yeah, Joe, you're right, you can. I'm right level with the pier now. Before, the pier was right up there, and now it's level. It doesn't really pick up on this GoPro camera, but there's a boat out there in the distance coming in on this high tide. So I don't know where they've been. My toes are getting cold now. I've only got my trainers on. Been a long day today. I've been up since 4:30 AM, and I'm looking forward to a sleep. I don't know what sort of sleep I'll get on this boat. There's all these lines and everything's clinking and clattering, and the boat's banging into the dock. But I've had a nice glass of white wine, and that might help me have a sleep. That's the first glass of wine I've had, or the first alcoholic drink I've had, since the 27th of December when I was in South Africa. I did a dry January, and I lasted 3 months. That's the longest I've ever lasted in my life, since I was about 14 years old. Yeah, so it's the longest I've been since I was 14 years old without an alcoholic drink. I found it quite easy, actually. I did promise myself that I'd have a glass of wine on the first night on my new boat. I would have a glass of wine and watch the sun go down on the tide, and that's what I did. But it was very, very enjoyable. But I think I'm going back to dry April again now, because now I've had a glass or two of wine. I don't feel the need again now. But no fish yet. high tide's 10:30, so it's 5 minutes away. So we're top of the tide now. It'll be interesting to see when the tide turns and starts going out that way. Oh, that's just the boat banging into the pier has made the rod tip bang. Oh. Be interesting when the tide starts going that way if it actually brings the fish on the feeder or not. The new super yacht is 23 feet long, and it's got it's meant to be a 5-berth boat. So it's like basically it's like a 1970s floating caravan, because that's when it was built. I think that the yacht was built in 1977, and the engine I've got that came with the boat was built in 1972. And that's something else. So it's amazing it's lasted so long, but it is literally like a floating caravan. It's got that brown velour upholstery. It's very, very dated inside. There's nothing modern about it at all. And it's meant to be 5 berths, and I'm 6'3", and I take up three out of the 5 berths. So I don't think we'll be going on it as a family of 4. But still no activity on the fishy front. Are you picking up the wind noise? It is. I tell you what, Steve, it is a bit windy, and you're right. I'm level with the dock, top of the tide. So this is apparently this is a 10-metre tide, but on occasion here they get 12-metre tide. So I mean that's going to take me halfway up that post there. It's pitch black out there. Another boat's just rolled up. It's come up the estuary, and it's trying to moor against one of these jetties in the dark. I hope they must know what they're doing. No, so it was hard enough for me to tie up during the day. Exactly call it non-stop action on the fish front. There's no bites, unmolested bait. Crab first cast and that was it. And I'm tired. I've had a long day. It's been nice having a chat with you all, but now it's time for bed. I'm going to reel in. I'm going to turn the video off now. Thanks for joining me, friends. It's